In this video, I'm going to unpack the meat after 3 weeks in the salt, and I'm going to wash it and soak it in preparation for cooking. This has been in here for three weeks. The texture of the salt is slightly dampish, but I think that could be the tropical atmosphere here for humidity. Even in the salt shakers on the table, yeah, the salt doesn't come out after a while. Okay, one piece of the meat. Just smells like a piece of pork. Small bit. I just had a smell of that piece. It smells perfectly normal. There's no bad smells at all to it. It smells perfectly good. That was a big piece, about the size of a steak. It shrank to that size. And that's the same. That would have been nearly an inch thick. Now it's shrank down to 1/4 of an inch thick. There's a big piece. This piece here was a big chunk. I think it was about the size of a cricket ball, a tennis ball, nearly, and it has shrank down to that size. It's fairly firm. No bad smells at all. Wait for the truck to go past. That was the thickest piece that I put in. If you refer back to the first video, you'll see the size of that one. I'll probably put it up. I'm digging down to the bottom of the salt barrel, right in the bottom corners. It's slightly damp, but there is no bad smells, and it certainly isn't full of water and slush. There is no water in the bottom of that plastic container. The bottom piece is slightly damp, but as you can see, quite acceptable. I'll put some water in the washing dish. I'm aiming at 2 things here. One is to rinse all this surface salt off, just by putting it in the water. Easy as, gone. Salt just drops straight off it, the surface salt. So there will be salt soaked into it, for sure. And that's why I will now put it in a container of fresh water into the refrigerator, or in a cool place if you haven't got a refrigerator. There's all the little bits of meat. I'll give that bit to the dogs out there. That'll make them thirsty. There you go, all washed. I'll tip out this salt water and put some fresh water in here, and then put the meat back in it and let it soak. Oh, thank you. Look what happened. I'm getting fed while I make the video. Chili sauce, chicken wings, and a little bit of lettuce. All good. It's a good life here. Okay, top the water barrel up. I might have a beer tonight after this. I think I'm going to have a soda and whiskey. It's been a dry today. It's been dry. Now that's 1 litre, I'd say. Oh, 1.5 litres. Okay, I'll get another water bottle here. Where I'm staying over here in Asia, people don't really understand the self-sufficiency or the situation I've got, where I've got no power in my off-grid abode. So they wonder what the hell I'm doing when I can just go and buy some food. Because actually the Thai people I'm with don't refrigerate a lot. They just go and buy food when they want it. It's always available. Okay guys, we'll go through it again. Look at that bit. Little bit. That was a big chunk. It's totally dried out. Still flexible. Hasn't turned to salt. Somebody said it will turn to salt if you do that. There you go guys, with the magic of video. I'll have this out of the fridge and I'll be cooking with it. That certainly hasn't gone off after 3 weeks. That's a total success. The next question I would like to know is how big a pieces of meat can you store in this way? Because you certainly can store it. That's been there for 3 weeks, sitting outdoors, absolutely perfect condition. We've proven one thing. Next one is how big a pieces can you do? And if anybody's got any information, could they send me some information if they've done it? There's one bloke in Western Victoria, Australia, told me that on the station where he grew up, they didn't have power, they didn't have refrigeration, sorry, they probably had generator for power, but they didn't have refrigeration and freezers, so they stored all their meat that they killed to the station hands, was all stored in salt. But I haven't been able to get back to him to find out details. If you guys got details, just send us a message on the bottom of the video. I'd love to know, because you can share it to everybody else and you know what's going on. Things mightn't be as good in the future. Or prepping and survival. The power goes off, your freezer goes rotten. You've got to have to work out something to do, especially if you're a hunter and a fisherman. You shoot a big sandbar stag, 200 kilos of meat or something, or 100 at least. You've got to store it, and if you haven't got a freezer and there's no power, you're in trouble. Okay, see you guys. And we'll have a taste test and see what happens.